Well, look, East policy actually is a policy that started with, it was actually initiated by Dr. Mahathir, right, when he was a prime minister, and it has to do with, you know, a policy that encourages Malaysians to learn from some countries in Asia, especially East Asia. And these countries include Japan, Korea in particular. So Malaysians can actually learn from the way they develop their country in different aspects, socially, economically, scientifically, and also in the industrial aspect. So these countries have been perceived as more advanced. So Malaysians need not just learn from the West, but they should look east and learn from the countries in East Asia. So when Dr. Mahathir was the Prime Minister,
Yes.
I think during that period, the people of Malaysia had a lot of confidence in him, and also the people actually realized that it was important not to just look at the West, but that there are many things from which Malaysians can learn from the East Asian countries. So the implementation, as far as the perception is concerned, was really good. And Japan itself, as an example, actually provided a lot of aids to Malaysia. And once these countries did not just talk about their strength, but they actually financially help Malaysians to achieve certain objectives, right? The implementation is usually perceived as good. But whether it's good or not exactly, well, those people who have benefited from it directly will see it as good. But Japan itself actually has been very careful about winning the support from the Southeast Asians. So they came out with grants for many different projects. And these grants definitely have attracted the interest of Southeast Asians, including academics. Yeah. So the implementation until today, I think we can't say that it has been very good, but the effects have been felt as well.
So they are Malaysia.
Based on my perception,
Yes.
what are the changes? I think I can't say very quite clearly, but I can say that when Tun Mahathir implemented the policy, he was brave enough and then to direct the Malaysians' attention to not just Japan, but it actually increased the confidence of Asians in the values that they have, in the ability, the competence that they have. So if you talk about economically, whether Malaysia benefited from the grants and aids that Japan actually obtained, I think there was, but I don't think that it was huge enough to produce a big effect. And also, but then the thing is, when it comes to investment, it's true that Japan, at least according to perception, actually invested a lot in Malaysia, and its effects could be felt even by people who graduated. But this phenomenon may not continue because Japan is no longer as strong as before, when many of its products are being challenged by other countries, all right, including China, right? Especially when it comes to electronic products.
Yes.
So it can no longer develop itself. But what is important is that Tun Mahathir's policy actually encouraged Malaysians to have confidence in themselves as Asians. and as Asians, and that definitely has a far-reaching effect on the people of Malaysia.
Yes.
Is it still relevant?
Yeah.
Look, East policy. I think the policy, as I said before, can be relevant if we do not restrict the number of countries from East Asia that we can possibly learn from. If we restrict it to just one or two countries, probably it will be less relevant. But if we learn from a wider range of countries, then the policy can still be implemented with positive effects in the future.
Okay.
How far do I know about Lukis policy?
Yes.
Not very far.
Not very far.
Not very far, but I think, jokes aside, Lukis policy should be understood by every student of international relations from the perspectives of the source of the foreign policy itself. What is the source, or who is the source, and why that policy was implemented in the first place. So, look, his policy is a policy that was implemented by Mahathir during his premiership. I think it is early in his premiership in 1981. But the idea of Lukis policy goes back, I think, 11 years before he became a prime minister. We have to understand his book, The Malay Dilemma, in order for us to understand why Mahathir wanted to implement the Lukis policy. In his book, The Malay Dilemma, he discussed about the problems of the Malay, the dilemma faced by Malays. And one of his discussions stated that the problem for the Malay is the value.
Value.
Yes, he wanted to change Malaysia from an agrarian country to an industrialized country. So in order to do that, and also to make sure that the Malays are not left behind in that process, he introduced the policy. Yes, the main content of the policy is the effort to change the values of the Malay. He wanted the Malays or Malaysians in general to emulate the values that is being practiced by the Japanese. What are the values? Loyalty, patriotism, loyalty to one's company's diligence, hard work, and shame if you are not excellent, if you are not, if you fail, you should be ashamed. If you fail, that is the culture of the Japanese that Mahathir wanted to, inculcate to the Malays. Mahathir wanted to inculcate the Japanese value in our way of life, in how we do our work. Yes.
How about in political terms?
I don't think it is much to do with politics. It is about being efficient. Yeah, being efficient in what we do, being excellent in what we do. And one of the effort is to send students to study in Japan, to learn the language and learn the culture of the Japanese people, so that in the hope that once they return to Malaysia, they will bring with them the values that they have learned in Japan. Hopefully, that was the idea. So, in a way, in other words, we want our students who are studying in Japan to emulate the values of the Japanese. Hard work, diligence, loyalty to the country. Of course, the policy was welcomed with a lot of skepticism. Why are we looking away from the West? But that is exactly what Mahathir wanted to change, because the mentality of the Malays or Malaysians at the time, because of our history of colonialism, we think everything from the West is the best. We think the system, what the West is doing is the best, and that is what we should emulate, but not to Mahathir. He sees that the Japanese, being Eastern, are still very successful economically, militarily. They are still able to compete with the Westerns. So that is what Mahathir wanted to change. He wanted to sort of erase or change the mentality that not only the West, it is not only the West who can be successful. Look at Japan, look at Korea, according to him. That's how he wanted to shape the mentality of the people. The pro-Western, of course, wanted to put forward their own ideas. For example, during the 1997, 1998,
what happened?
yes, during the economic crisis, this is evident in the way Mahathir and his deputy having a different way, having a different outlook of how to solve
His
our...
deputy on that time is
Anwar Ibrahim.
Anwar.
Yes.
Okay.
So Anwar was of the opinion that we should accept the IMF's help, leaning towards Western institutions and Western ideas.
So Anwar is like pro-Western.
I will not call him that, but he is clearly in a disagreement with Mahathir on how to solve the problems.
So, first soalan pertama, sejauh mana pengetahuan saudara tentang Dasar Pandang ke Timur?
Dasar Pandang ke Timur ni dia fokus kepada value pembangunan yang ada di negara Jepun, yang mana gagasan ni memang daripada gagasan besar Dr. Mahathir Mohamad. So as a Prime Minister, dia perlu merujuk kepada model dasar pandang ke timur. Di sebalik dasar pandang ke timur ni, dia ada satu konsep di dalam pembangunan ekonomi di rantau Asia. Negara Jepun ni antara negara yang mengamalkan konsep negara pembangunan yang paling berjaya dekat Asia ketika itu. Dan dia maju dan dia boleh sampai satu tahap boleh fight dengan USA waktu itu. Jadi dasar pandang ke timur ni, dan by right Malaysia meniru model dasar pandang ke timur ni, maksudnya dia meniru model pembangunan Jepun yang dipanggil sebagai dasar pembangunan negara ataupun state development dengan konsep daripada Chalmers Johnson. Kalau tidak silap saya, konsep itu 1983. Jadi bila konsep negara pembangunan itu telah berjaya dibuktikan oleh Jepun, sebab kajian tu memang case study dia adalah Jepun dengan Korea Selatan. So negara-negara tiger dekat Asia seperti Malaysia, Singapura, Taiwan, Indonesia juga ke arah konsep negara pembangunan. Jadi memandangkan dasar pandang ke timur itu wajar untuk Dr. Mahathir cakap, okey, Malaysia kena follow model ni. Apakah model itu? Pertama, birokrasi dekat negara Jepun waktu itu berintegriti dan high efficiency. Apa maksudnya berintegriti dan tinggi dia punya kadar efisien? Dia punya penjawat awam tu ada kepakaran tersendiri untuk koordinat ekonomi. Pembangunan sosial dia juga begitu, dan sistem yang diorang corak tu memang berlandaskan nilai-nilai integriti lah. So bila dinampak benda ni oleh Dr. Mahathir, so it is a very good punya dasar pandang ke timur.
Sejauh mana saudara tengok implementasi dasar pandang ke timur ni ke atas Malaysia?
Very good. Sistem pegawai takbir diplomatik tu adalah daripada Jepun.
Oh?
Sebab Dr. Mahathir antara yang berjaya merekrut pegawai-pegawai kerajaan yang very good waktu dia punya batch lah. Sebab tu kenapa kita punya krisis kewangan boleh dapat diatasi. Kenapa sampai satu tahap kita pun pernah bos. Ia adalah disebabkan birokrasi tu, dia percaya orang di dalam birokrasi tu, pegawai-pegawai dia kena bijak, kena pakar. So dia berjaya rekrut teknokrat, birokrat yang memang pakar lah. Kedua adalah sejauh mana juga Malaysia mengadaptasi dasar pandang ke timur ni adalah dari segi disiplin bekerja lah. Seterusnya adalah bagaimana dasar pandang ke timur itu diaplikasi, dia menekankan kawal pasaran. Tun Dr. Mahathir, dia tidak open pasaran terbuka itu secara 100%. Dia berperingkat. Sebab itu equity Bumi Putra waktu itu 30% dalam dasar ekonomi baru dilindungi, sebab dia percaya bahawa pasaran terbuka ekonomi itu perlu dikawal oleh Malaysia. Dan pelabur asing tidak bebas untuk memonopoli pasaran ekonomi Malaysia. Sebab dia percaya masyarakat Malaysia lah yang perlu memonopoli benda tu. Jadi itu how dia punya maintain lah. Tetapi perubahan dia pergi peringkat, especially Najib Razak, dia buat dasar liberalisasi kewangan. Dia open up that market up to 70%. Daripada 30 kepada 70 untuk pelabur asing, FDI. Jadi, and for 2018, model ini tidak diguna pakai lagi sebab dia buka 100% punya market under TPP agreement. That is hubungan dia macam mana dasar pandang ke timur tu lah. Dan ia hanya bermula di era Tun Dr. Mahathir sahaja. Dan kekuatan ekonomi domestik Malaysia tu memang kenapa kita boleh maintain daripada financial crisis, sebab kita kawal pasaran tu. So itu Tun Dr. Mahathir buat.
Jika kita melihat keadaan politik Malaysia sekarang, adakah relevan untuk benda tu dilaksanakan sekali lagi?
Apa yang dibuat oleh Datuk Seri Najib dari segi TPP itu betul. Cuma yang tak betul tu macam mana dia nak run agreement tu dalam keadaan masyarakat tu masih tertinggal. dari segi partisipasi di dalam pasaran ekonomi bebas. Kedua, sistem governance yang bersih. Macam mana dia nak buat satu ruang bahawa pelaburan itu betul-betul pelaburan daripada luar yang berasas dan tidak berasaskan korup punya sistem ekonomi. Bila cakap pasal sistem ekonomi, sifat kapitalis ni dia akan menghancurkan masyarakat bawahan tau. Kelas bawahan. Dia akan datang ke Malaysia, dia akan monopoli semua kekayaan kita dan kita ni hanya menjadi pekerja kuli lah, bukan participate di dalam persaingan. Jadi, tapi dasar pandang ke Timur ni pula dia tidak relevan juga adalah kerana dia tidak boleh dibuat semula. Sebab dia punya cabaran ekonomi waktu zaman Tun Dr. Mahathir itu tidak sama dengan cabaran kita hari ini. Sebab tu Tun Daim pada 8 April 2016 kita bincang pertumbuhan ekonomi yang bersifat KDNK orientasi ataupun berdasarkan pertumbuhan negara 5% setiap tahun. Ya, itu betul. Sekarang ni kita bercakap soal bagaimana pendapatan masyarakat dan kekayaan itu boleh diagihkan dengan tepat. Jadi itu dasar yang terlepas pandang lah, sama ada dasar pandang ke Timur ataupun TPPA kalau kita nak buat perbandingan. So what is the best resolution? Kita memerlukan satu parti pemerintah yang baru yang lebih bijak dalam urus takdir ekonomi.